Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, Con. Got some good. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, Shalom. Before I get going, call Lam La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the hopefully elect elder apostle slave to be saved. Lord willing, starting with those of the GMS church, on down to the rest that may be under the same doctrine, the true doctrine. Shalom. Onward to the brothers here that's in the order, giving all diligence and all true faith and sincerity teaching. And onward to the rest of the Akim doing likewise. From the elder Akim on down to the younger Akim. Shalom. And to the rest of you believers as well, Shalom. That's in on this faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Also, you women and children and men of the Israelite race, ultimately to the elect, Shalom. Those that about to go on to be found to have been of the house of David, of us. Okay. So the EYESALVE, this is something that was pretty much mentioned. I was talking to a brother, one of the younger Akim, and pretty much he was talking about the full understanding of it, because I ain't gonna say it's a lot to it, but it's definitely something to understand, like, completely, according to the scriptures. All right, and why this EYESALVE is even mentioned. Okay, so we're gonna get into that, the why, the what is it for, how does it work, what does it do, okay, where does it come from, pretty much. So this is Revelation 3:18. I counsel thee to buy of me, this is where it's mentioned at. So I got the scripture queued up with, some other ones pretty much going into it. But anyway, it says, I counsel thee, and if the music too loud, just let me know. This is the music, but Revelation 3:18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. Yeah. And anoint thine eyes with EYESALVE, that thou mayest see. So what is that EYESALVE? Well, when you're dealing with EYESALVE from the perspective it was written from, it's an ointment. It's an ointment. It dealt with, like when you go into the word salve, it's like a paste or an ointment, which is a remedy from different herbs and stuff like that to heal, obviously, your eyes. So obviously that shows that your eyes may have been damaged. Okay, so the Lord says he has an EYESALVE. Now, is this a physical EYESALVE? No. Okay. You get the word EYESALVE, a preparation composed of various materials and used as a remedy for tender eyelids. So yeah. So tender, that's a good word through the spirit. Let's get that word tender real quick, because that kind of goes into what it actually means. Tender, showing gentleness and concern or sympathy. Yeah. So you need EYESALVE for eyes that are concerned, that care. Okay. That are soft, ripe. Okay. Let's see. Vulnerable, susceptible. Okay. Just getting what they have here. Sentimental, emotional, adoring, or whatever, right? But let's just keep it simple. Let's just go to it from just an outright verse, line upon line standpoint, right? So the Lord said to what? Salaki. He says to anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. And obviously it's in the context of being naked, you know, and in the context which is sin, you know, wickedness, okay? Because you need to be able to cover yourself to where that ain't the case with what? With this word. But that's like getting dressed. It's hard to get dressed without being able to see, you know? Hence it's hard to address things. But before we even go on, let's go ahead and get to it. This is Job 17:7. Mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow. See that? So this is the reasoning for why we need eyesight, because it said, Job said his eye is dim by reason of sorrow. And we know Job is an Israelite, and all my members are as a shadow. So yeah, let's get that in the NLT. That's a good scripture. It says, let's see what they got, how they understood that. Okay. You know what? Let's just keep it simple. It says, verse 7, mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow, and also my members are as a shadow. Moving on, we'll come back. Psalm 6:7. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. You see, my eye is consumed, so he could barely see. His eyes is dim. You know, matter of fact, Chalaki. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that word dim real quick. Let's just get it now. Okay. Dim. To really understand where Job is coming from, you got the word kaha or kaha. It says to grow weak, grow dim, grow faint, be weak, be dim. Yeah, to grow dull. Yeah, he's beholding darkness. It goes into darkness. Okay. And he said it's by reason of what? Oh, hold on. It says what? A violent putting out of eye. He shall not go down. Okay. Serving of icon. But why does he say this is the case? This is, you know, he said, mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow. Okay. And all my members are as shadows. So Job is in a dark place. He can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, because of all the darkness that consumed him at that point. So let's move on. That was surrounding him. It says to the point it basically consumed him. It said, my eye also is consumed by because Salakia, let me do this. So that just threw me off. It really didn't. But let me pull this back up. Just a moment. Swap those out. Okay. It says, mine eye is consumed, Psalm 6 and 7. Salaki about that. Psalm 6 and 7. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. See, so now he's at the point of saying, hey, this is David. He's saying his eyes consumed because of grief. You know, it says, it waxeth old because of all my enemies. So that's powerful to understand. Like, and these are the eyes of Israelites. See that? So you should start coming around. You know, say gonna play. Look at this. Look at this. What's this? But hold on, let me do this. Wow. Okay, so we're just gonna keep it simple because they not. Let me see. Lord gonna. Wow. Yeah, this Satan, man. So this is a powerful message, man. But anyway, it says when something is consumed, it simply means wasted away. It's failing. When something fails, let's get the word fail real quick. Okay. It says, it's crazy. Wow. I don't know what's going on. It's spiritual. Look, see, that's the spirit, you know? But see, we don't need to look up at the word because we can clearly see, if you will, which is what we get into what it's saying. So David said at this point, his eyes consumed. We went from being dim, you know, to now being consumed. The eyes basically failing is being overtaken because of grief. Okay, he said it's waxing old because of all my enemies, meaning it's getting wore out. It's wearing down, man. You know, he can't behold any things anymore because of all that. Deuteronomy 28 and 28. And why is this? This was a curse. It says what? The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. So the Lord said he was going to make us blind. So this is why this is happening. Okay. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind grope it in darkness. You know, we're not actually physically blind. These weren't actual physical blind Israelite individuals. But he said we will be like the blind, groping in darkness. You know, because we can't see our way out due to the grief and the sorrow, man, and all our enemies. It says, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, right? And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. And this was that just said to David and Job? No, it was said to all Israel when you go to Deuteronomy, the first chapter and the first verse. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. That simple. So just going back, moving on. Psalms 31 and 9. Have mercy upon me, right? O Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, for I am in trouble. See, for I am in trouble. See, mine eye is consumed with grief. Yeah, my soul and my belly. See that? So we're asking for mercy. You asking for mercy at this point because our eyes have been damaged, man, if you will, right? They're consumed, they're failing because of the grief, because of the sorrow, you know, moving on. So he's begging the Lord for mercy at this point. So it's still a little vision there, if you will, right? But anyway, this is my Psalms 88 and 9. Mine eye mourned by reason of affliction. Lord, just further doubling down on the message. Lord, I have called daily, Yahweh, Bashmel Shai, I called daily upon thee. I have stretched out my hands unto thee. See? So there it is, man. So it's just that simple. All right, now moving on. Psalms 92 and 11. Mine eye also shall see. Now, would the Lord leave us completely in that state? No. It's prophesied that what? Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. So it's prophesied that what? We will come out of that blind state, a time when our eyes is in a state of being, you know, damaged completely, man, by all the things, all the sorrow, by all the grief, our enemies, you know, to the point it had us in basically just beholding darkness. We couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel no more. We couldn't, you know, our eyes started failing us, man. They were becoming consumed, as David said. But it was prophesied that what? Eventually we will see again. We will see those same enemies, you know, that David spoke about, afflicted by our desires. Like how the Lord said, he said, thine heart shall meditate terrors, and etc., man. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. Prophecy. So now you should understand why the Lord is talking about EYESALVE at the end of the Bible. It says, and mine ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. So moving on, you make sure this ain't too loud. Nah, this happened. This was happening the other night when I was on here. But anyway, shalom to you, Aki. All right. Let's see. Okay, moving on. Now listen, Proverbs 20:12. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiel Shah, hath made even both of them. So now we're going to go into what is this actually talking about our physical eye? You know, as far as Revelation, the 3rd chapter, in the 18th verse, anoint thine eyes with EYESALVE, that thou mayest see, which you should understand now why he said EYESALVE, because EYESALVE is what? It's a remedy to cure something, to heal something, which is usually brought out when something is being damaged, you know? So that's why it's written like that. But when you move on, it says the hearing ear and the seeing eye. The Lord has made even both of them. So the Lord, he put us in a time where our eye was in a state to where it basically couldn't see. But it said he has the seeing eye, and he the one who made it. See that? And it was already written that the Lord will what? He will have us see again. So that seeing eye is what he's going into with the, is what he's trying to get us through this EYESALVE to where we can have that seeing eye. Okay. So Matthew 13:13, but is it actually your eye? Is it actually the physical eye? Matthew 13:13. Therefore speak I to them in parables. Look, it's Satan. See, as soon as I'm getting to the, you can't make this up, man. I mean, golly. Wow. Let's try this again. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they sing. See, they talking about the 2/3. Yahweh talking about basically the situation when this message is delivered to them, you know, or shown to them, right? It says, or being demonstrated in front of them, which is going on right now. You know, the words of this book is being demonstrated in front of all scoffers that may come in or say something, or maybe scoffing on other brothers, you know, channel or whatever, man. You know. But anyway, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not. So obviously, it's not talking about our physical eye, because it says they see not. So it ain't the physical eyeballs more so. It's a whole nother eye, because they see not. So their eyes work, because when you blind, you can't see anything. When you're physically actually blind. So that blindness that the Lord was smiting us with before we came into this truth wasn't an actual physical blind. It wasn't going to be a physical blindness. Now, you do have some individuals of our race that are blind, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord wasn't talking about that blindness, you know, as a curse to be put upon the Israelites, you know, because this proves, it says, because they see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. So that's dealing with what it's going to go on to tell you. So they ain't deaf or blind, but it says physically, it says, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. So our perception, that perception is the Lord. Our perception was going to be completely thrown off. Our people can't, like, through the curses, through our enemies, through the grief, through the sorrow. We basically lost sight of the fact of who we were, like how great we are, all of that, man. You know, and it goes even further. because that's what perceive goes into. Let me see if nah, I they ain't gonna let me rock at all, man. You know, ooh, next verse. For this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. That said, anytime they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. So you physically got to sit here and behold it. So when the message is coming down, you can be like, you can get it. It's like when we trying to show you, we reading the scriptures to you, and then we might have a sign out, and we trying to show them the pictures, show them the slave ships. If they looking somewhere else or doing this or looking at their phone, it's gonna be hard for them to perceive, and they need to do that in order to be like, okay, yeah, I see that is making sense, I get it. Because at that point, without that, or if you do go through with the process, you're able to be converted and what? Be healed. See that? So once you can see it physically, hear it, which is understanding it, or hearing it with your ears and understanding it, and then now you're converted from whatever you may thought before. Because clearly when you see what the scriptures is saying, when you hear what the scriptures is saying, you go, okay, yeah, that sounds like us. And then you see it, you be like, yeah, that's us. If you weren't in that thought process before you came up, I'm in the thought process of being at a camp, right? Holding a camp. If you weren't in that thought process before you may have came up and to go through that process, right? Once you would come up and go through that process, you are now something different. You have now been converted. You know what I'm saying? And now that allows you to go ahead and meet the criteria for the Lord possibly what? Healing you, which is through what? Giving you the EYESALVE. See that? Your true eyes have been damaged. You see? Ecclesiastes 1:8. All things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. So there it is. So we know it's not the physical eye that the Lord was talking about to be anointed. That's a part of it, but that's not. The physical eye helps you get to the spiritual eye, or can help you get to the spiritual eye. Because you probably could have. I mean, it's heavy, man. They say all things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Because for instance, you got brothers in the truth that's deaf, and they got a whole camp set up. A whole deaf camp. It's a whole deaf camp in Yahweh Basham Yahushua. I was gonna say it could be somebody blind, but they know all the oppression that our people still have gone through, and could probably. I mean, hell, the Lord did it, man. The one that was born blind, and he was able to perceive Yahushua when Yahushua came to him, man. You see that? But so that shows you it's a whole nother eye that's actually powerful, more powerful than the physical one, because it leads you to actually being able to perceive. And once again, this is another scripture proving that it wasn't talking about the physical eye. As we know, but just to really get edification, it says the eye is not satisfied with seeing. So if your eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing, how can you really be fulfilled? How can you really get what's going on? How can you base how can you base life? You can't even base life because your eye not satisfied. But you got some that won't admit that. And if your eye is satisfied, you in the spirit of saying you have enough. And that pisses the Lord off, because it's like, well, I got a whole kingdom prepared. How you got enough? You ain't even seeing nothing. See that? And then it makes those that would try to take that disposition so much of a hypocrite, or soldiers off, because the scriptures say hell and destruction are never full. So the eyes of man are never satisfied. They can never be full. They can never have enough for anything. You can never get enough of it. And the reason why you can't get enough of anything, you just keep doing the same stuff based off these eyes here, is because nothing is satisfying. It's like a food is like a meal with no fiber over and over, you know. But not to go all deep into that because we basically at the end. This is Ecclesiastes 4 and 8. It says, there is one alone and there is not a second. Yeah, he had neither child nor brother, yet is there no end of all his labor. Neither is his eye satisfied with riches. See that? Neither saith he, for whom do I labor? So yeah, it's people that's laboring, right? And this is everyone's eye. Everyone's eyes is not being satisfied with these riches. That's why Esau not even satisfied. He can't, he can't do enough. He want to do more and more. He want to try to make a new eyeball. You know what I'm saying? It says, neither saith he, for whom do I labor? You see? So you got people who are in that state. They might be rich, but they not satisfied with riches. But it say neither saith he, for whom do I labor, and bereave my soul of good. You see, and bereave my soul of good. This also is vanity. Yeah, it is a sore travail. So that's somebody who can't. Because if you physically see that your eyes, that these riches don't mean nothing, it's not satisfying you, but you're not going on to confess that, right? That means what? Your physical eyes work, but you don't. Your actual spiritual eyes damaged, which is the eye the Lord is actually talking about, man. Because you got some that, you got people that admit that yeah, this ain't nothing else, just materials, but they can't see, even though they say that's true. Like it's powerful. But anyway, 2 Corinthians 4:1. What is the actual eye? It says, therefore, seeing. So now we back seeing. Therefore, how do we know that? Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy. That mercy we asked for, we faint not. So the Lord allowed us to see again, right? To be able to see all of this, to be able to bring this out, man. And then go a little bit further, you know. Which one is that? Yeah, Psalms 31:9. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, Yahweh, for I am in trouble. Mine eye is consumed with grief. Yeah, my soul and my belly. So now, once again, we at the point of what? Having that granted unto us. 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. The Lord gave us our eyes back. He gave us what? The eye salve. And you got some that come into this ministry, and every brother don't get it. Every brother don't get the eye salve. Because remember, he said, you can see if you can see with your eyes and hear with your ears, see with your eyes, and hear with your ears and understand, you can be converted, right? But then it goes on to say after that is then he can heal you. So it's not like it automatically comes, and the healing comes with the eye salve. So just because you in the truth don't mean you got the eye salve. How do we know that? Because the dude that just put his resignation in, he completely seen that this was true, heard that, he understood this was true, right? He seen probably ships. He heard the words. He brought the word out, if you will, and he ultimately was converted from probably being at a point where he didn't know that, because obviously he didn't know that at some point, to how he knew it when he actually came in. But ultimately he didn't get healed. How do we know that? Because which is getting the eye salve, because he put a damn resignation in. How you gonna resign from the truth? So he couldn't ultimately see, his spiritual eyes never got healed. It was all about the physical eye. He seen physically. He seen, okay, fringes, garments, camp, brother, sister, me, Bible, but that was all physical. His spiritual eyes couldn't see. He didn't have the eye salve. He was never healed, which is why he reverted back, right? After being converted from what had him in the state for why he even came in the first place, man. And that was the fact that he was damaged. But he stayed damaged when he came in. He just got converted and stayed damaged, basically. He never got healed. He never got the eye salve. He never could actually perceive, you know. You went right back to the thing. Why, you know, it's crazy, man. That's why it says that. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry as we have received mercy, we faint not. We can ultimately see that this ministry is actually the kingdom, like the elder apostle Rakab been bringing out. We got the kingdom already. We just waiting for it to manifest. The kingdom is this words, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of how about Shemal Shah. We waiting on it to manifest. That's what this ministry is. But you got some, it take a spiritual, I take EYESALVE to be able to see that. It take EYESALVE to really be like, yo, the Lord, I really am, you know? I think you got ups and downs in this truth because you're still damaged, you're still being healed. So it's not a simple thing to be like, you got the EYESALVE. That's a real delicate topic, to be real. You see that? It says, but have renounced the hidden things, and then see if something hidden, it take a good eye to be able to see that. See that? And what's hid? It's gonna go on to say it. But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, and not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. That's really what your eyes are. You see, but it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. See that? But you hear the gospel. So the gospel is processed up here. So pretty much if it's hid up here, that's showing you which will have to be, it got to be hid up here, but that's showing you that the eyes up here, man. It ain't these. And it said it is hid to them that are lost, man. Look, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds, have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of the Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. Yeah. When you're blind, you can't see anything, light or nothing. You put a flashlight to this person's eye, they can't see it. So they can be in the truth, right? Just like, but that don't mean you gonna, just as much as somebody blind got eyeballs in their head, but that don't necessarily mean they're gonna be able to see just because you put a flashlight to their eye. Just as much as that's true, it's just as much as true as if someone's in this truth and you clearly showing them the light, you giving them the word. That don't mean they're gonna be able to actually see it if they was spiritually still blinded. If they've been blinded by the God of this world, and that's who damaged our eyes, man. This nigga blinded our minds, man. You know. Okay. It says, for we preach not ourselves, but Hamashiach Yahushua, the Lord, and ourselves, your servants, for Yahushua sake. And you got some that can't see that, how much the Lord actually loves them. The Lord, I was meditating on this earlier. The Lord got men that he actually, spirits that he designated to be on the corners and highways and hedges in the winter, in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, for you Israelites. And you niggas can't see that, man. I wasn't physically seeing that at the time. I was seeing that here. The Lord is healing. I'm like, yo, the Lord really love us, man. He really loves his people. He got men that stand up for free. Just for for you. But all Jake can't see that, man. And that was a moment of EYESALVE, because EYESALVE is an applicant. So it's a process. It's like when you applying something topical, it's a continuous thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't just use EYESALVE one day. You don't just use an ointment one day. You know what I'm saying? It's a continuous thing. And the more it's used, like I don't want to say prescription, but, for fucking edification's sake, because you understood that in the world, the doctor tell you that you got to take the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? For you to completely be healed. So it's a process. That's witchcraft. This is truth. And this is written from the actual physician standpoint, which is someone that has the knowledge of the herbs. Okay. And it says, he that is wise will not abhor them. right? So if you want to be healed, you know, you got to allow the process and be with whatever is going to actually heal you. And in this instance, it's going to be what? It's this word, man. It's everything this ministry come with, you know? It says, for the Most High who have commanded the light to shine out of darkness have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach. You know, so that's that. So let me go ahead and close out this proving that this is the eye. It's not the physical one, it's the eye in the mind, man. It says Matthew 16, it's like in Matthew 6, and I'm gonna start at the point, verse, well, I'm gonna start at 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust do corrupt and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor corrupt nor roast slocking, neither moth nor where neither moth nor rust do corrupt and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Now, can you actually physically see that? No. But this is giving you a visual. See that? And the only way for you to be able to process and see that and perceive that, right, and go about these commandments like it's true, because it is if what? If you have your eyes, if you get the eye salve. You're getting the eye salve now. This is eye salve for you. You'll be able to see, okay, yeah, it is a whole nother eye. For where your treasure is, there will your heart. Focus in on that. There will your heart be also. Now, when you go down, we know the heart in the Hebrew is lab, right? Which goes into the mind. You know, it says the light of the body is the eye, right? Now, notice this said following. This follows right up. This follows right up after mentioning, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. So it's showing you what? The eye is the heart. The eye is the mind, right? The eye is the lob. That's an eye. See that? It says, if therefore thine eye be single, right? Thy whole body shall be full of light. So there it is, man. So this is completely proven is up here, right? But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness, which is what we've been dealing with, and that's prophesied to happen if you got the wrong eye, right? It says, if therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So moving on, because that's a whole nother thing you could do. That's a separate lesson, really. Verse. So now that you got the eye salve, you know what it is, and you're able to see, okay, you know, you can actually listen to this message with your eyes closed. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you know this dealing with it and still see what's going on. And that's how you know this message is tending to your actual other eye, which is being pointed out to you. And this is actually healing that eye because it's clearing that up, which goes into that pineal gland. Okay. But anyway, on a physical aspect of it, right? But up here, it says, keep my commandments and live, Proverbs 7:2, and my law as the apple of thine eye. So now that you got the eye salve, you've been healed, you're able to see what? Okay, yo, the reason why we was in this state is because we was breaking the commandments. You know, the reason you're able to clearly see why the Lord say, don't do this, do that. You know, you steal, you get in trouble. You murder, you any sin you do, you know, you feel regret. You know, you murder somebody else, that trigger, that's a domino effect. Somebody else gonna get murdered, man. You know, brothers was going into it early. You know, adultery, that's disease waiting to happen just off of that. And you get put to death off those things. You can die off of that. That's spreading disease. It's retarded. Then you got all type of commandments that's why the Lord said, keep my commandments and live. You actually see that, like, yo, I see, you know. No, don't be a damn sodomite. Don't be a goddamn a lesbian or whatever, you know. Disease waiting to happen. That you'll die. So and the Lord told us don't do that. So this is proving that these commandments are life. See that? Don't eat certain foods. You will die. Have you all messed up? That simple. You're able to see that now. You know, you ain't necessarily have to go through it, you know, but you perceive it. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't have to physically see it happen to you, like, oh, you know, but let's say you did one of them when you came in, right? Which you shouldn't have, but let's just say something like that, right? You're able to see the result of going against a certain commandment, you know? So that automatically allows you to see just off vision up here, okay, dang, that's what that will lead to. I see why the Lord say don't do that. I see why the Lord say don't mingle fabric. I see why the Lord say, you know? So it's that simple. Oh, woo. And you read that third verse, what it say? You read that third verse and go into the heart. It won't pull up. Yeah, that's crazy. Can't get it. You read that third verse, it's going into the heart. So that's proving that. Once again, Proverbs 22:9. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. So yeah, you're able to see now how to be, what type of person you need to be, man. You got the eye salve. You know, you giving your bread to the poor. You doing lessons, you actually helping, you know, the brothers out, the brothers and sisters. You have a bountiful eye. You know, now that your actual eye's been healed, it's able to lead you forth to using these eyes, your physical eyes, better. You know, you see that you were using your eyes for all the wrong thing. You was probably watching all type of madness before, instead of putting your eyes on the right thing. Like when people like, you can't see gold if it's right in front of you. You wouldn't know a good thing if it hit you or something like that. Yeah, that's because they ain't got the eye salve. Our people been damaged, man. You know, that sorrow, man. They just caused them to just get into darkness because of that. It was taken out here. So everything they put their eyes on is just darkness. And they become consumed with it. So now that we got this ministry, the Lord gave us an eye back. We able to have a bountiful eye. And if you got a bountiful eye, that means you got the eye salve. You're getting eye salve because you couldn't have that without eye salve. You know, and then you doing it too because you know you're gonna be blessed. But that's like an investment plan. You got to really be able to see that with a whole nother eye. You don't get the cash out right then and there. You got to see a cash out in a time that hasn't even happened yet. You got to see money that's not even in front of you. That's not even there. It takes a whole nother eye, not these, to make an investment, man. And that's what this will be. It says, for he that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed. Yeah, that's that eye that got the eye salve. For he giveth of his bread to the poor. I got 3 more after this, or 2 more, I think, or 2 more after this. Luke 6:42. Either how canst thou say to thy brother, brother, let me pull out the mote that is in thine eye, when thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Yeah. And this is somebody that's probably in the truth. And that means they ain't got the eye salve. Because if they had the eye salve, it go on to say, thou hypocrite, cast out first the beam out of thine own eye. See that? And then thou shalt see clearly to pull out the mote that is in thy brother's eye. So that's somebody that hasn't been healed. They eye and they mind, the spiritual eye hasn't been healed yet, man. Hasn't been tended to. You know? Because they can't, you wouldn't even attempt to do that. You got to get right first. How can you give bread to the poor if you ain't, got bread for yourself? That's why I say it's in Sirach, the 20. Let me get it real quick. Just make a quick point. This is Iraq. I believe that's Iraq 18, no, 33. Sirach 33. And I'm gonna start at I'm gonna just jump straight to the point. I'm gonna start at 16. I awake up last of all, as one that gathereth after the grape gatherers. By the blessing of the Lord I profited, and filled my wine press like a gatherer of grapes. Consider that I labored not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. Yeah, and the scriptures tell you, learn before you speak. Let me see that. Let's see if that's in here. So that goes into getting that, you know, how was I saying right there? Yeah, Sirach 18 and 19. Learn before thou speak. Learn before thou speak. It says, I got to start at 18, the spiritual. It says, a fool will upbraid it churlishly, and a gift of the envious man consumeth the eyes. See that? Learn before thou speak, and use psychic, or ever thou be sick. So there it is, man. So, and that word psychic has been going into before. Let's get that real quick through the spirit. Lord willing, I can get it. Slips my hand. Yeah. So medicine, you know, thought it was something else, but see, that's the spirit. That's the EYESALVE, you know, because it's like preparing, taking precautionary measures, but that takes another eye. You don't see yourself physically sick at the moment, but you envision a moment to off of that whole another eye. You like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But the point of what I was getting that for was more so like the Lord said, you know, in order for you to help someone, you got to get yourself right first. That's that EYESALVE, man. You know, that's that EYESALVE. That's that, and you're only gonna be able to think like that through that. Okay, so this should be clear. But Proverbs 28:22, he that hasted to be rich hath an evil eye. So this is a indication of somebody that don't have the EYESALVE. That may be of the Israelite race, or maybe of this truth. It says, and consider it not that poverty shall come upon him. And yeah, that's exactly what the Lord was talking about when he say, because thou sayest, I am rich, I am rich, you know, increase with goods. You know, I have no need of, you know, or anything like that, man. That's somebody that hasn't had that eye healed, man. Like they haven't got over this place. That's why the Lord says they have healed the hurt of my people. They use witchcraft to make our people think they conceded that this place is for them, and and that's a lie. Here we have no continuous city. Arise ye and depart, for this is not our rest. It is polluted. It will surely destroy you with a sword destruction. Paraphrasing, man. You know, that's somebody ain't got that's, you know, that's somebody that got the EYESALVE. But our people, they ain't got that disposition because these damn false pastors gave them they using witchcraft on them, really deceiving them, thinking they see, you know, they can see hope in this place. Nah, man, you can't see that. And then they end up trying to haste to be rich and all this other stuff, man. It says, and consider it not that poverty shall come upon him. Yeah, you better get out of here. So you ain't, when you got the EYESALVE, you're able to see the bigger picture. Okay? You're able to see the bigger picture. We ain't caught up in none of this, man. There's so many scriptures that just popped in my head just now, man. You know? This Lord said, if your riches increase, set not thy heart upon them. I believe that's Psalms 60 and 10. I want to say that is. Or 61. Man, this shit's tripping, man. I'm going to grab that here. Okay. And then it's another good one in this. When you jump down to 27, it says, what? He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. So yeah, somebody that still can't get over themselves, man. We got to be able to do that. And if you can't do that and you can't see that you need to do that, you don't have the eye salve, man. You know, the eye salve is gonna allow you to heal up from the wound of this place, and the you might feel bad because you don't have this or have that, you know. But you can't heal off those things. You got to heal off this eye salve, this word, the hope, this faith. We got all that coming, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Salaki, let me get this for you all real quick. This is Psalm 60 and 2 and 10. It says, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. See that? If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. See, and that's your eyes. But it takes for you to get the eye salve for you to see, okay, I can't do that. I don't need to do that. You know? You're going to be able to heal, you know, and be able to fight back. You can't fight back if you don't have the eye salve. That's the eye salve is the healing. How can you fight when you still damaged, you still hurt? When you take what you need to take to heal back up, you're able to get back, you know, you're able to put up a fight again, man. And that's exactly what we must do. So when you're putting up a fight, all these different things is because you have the eye salve, man. You're doing the right thing is because you have the eye salve. You're still trying to use other things to heal you. You don't have the eye salve. You're trying to deal with witchcraft, man. You know, you can't get over yourself. You don't have the eye salve. You don't have, you know, period. You probably applied it and you stop applying it. You got to keep being applied. And it's all spiritual, man. When you start to be able to see the bigger picture and see things for what they is, and you not be easily deceived, you're able to see through things and see things that's not in front of you and stuff like that. You know, you really, it's levels to the eye salve. Let's put it like that. Okay. So yeah, it is a complete understanding you want to have when mentioning an eye salve, because it's a very serious thing, man. It's at the end of the scriptures for a reason. So this is Isaiah 52 and 8. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye. When the Lord Yahweh Ba'al Shah shall bring again Zion, and these are all the men around you that's seeing eye to eye. They left this place alone. We storing riches in heaven. You know what I'm saying? They can move the right way. They can get over themselves. They can, you know what I'm saying? They got the eye salve. And those that truly have it, it's prophesied to have it together. They're gonna see eye to eye. And it's ultimately, once again, because we have a hope, man, that's not here yet. We have something that's coming that's not here yet. We ain't all damaged and broke down by Esau no more. You know, we was destroyed. We was beat up in the war. Lord, it's like, you know, you watch Dragon Ball Z. It's like somebody gave us a sensu bean and it healed us, man. The Lord gave us this word, wiped our eye, man. Now we healed up. Now our mind has been brought back together and we're able to make better decisions and etc., man. Okay, so it's all prophecy, and that's how we hear. And for those of you that don't teach, I can't get it on the screen. This y'all tripping. I'll get it here, and that'll be it. This is Isaiah 30. So you sisters, you children, you men that maybe don't teach, you got a different lot, you know, in this ministry. Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. See that? So there it is, man. Your eyes is prophesied to return. And you're gonna be able to clearly see who your teachers are, and you're gonna be able to be pointed in the right direction and listen to what's the right word. And you're gonna through that process be able to take what they give you and fight back with it, which is ultimately the eye salve, which is healing your eye, you know, which is the true eye you need to be able to see things right, to have your perception right, to where you will go on and do it because of that. because you have got the eye salve, your eye has been healed. Yeah, I don't need to be doing this. Yeah, we are gonna get out of here. Yeah, this ain't. I can clearly see this. It don't make no sense, and make the right decision. So, Lord willing, it's been edifying. I'm gonna close this out. I didn't mean to go this long, but it is what it is. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Con. Yeah, this level once again. There's levels to this eye salve. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself overwise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Because you over time you get better and better, or get a more depth understanding, on a certain scripture or a certain, conduct that we are to have. You know what I'm saying? Like this one. But it take the eye salve to be able to heal and, so you can be able to, So there's levels to the eye salve, man. That's a lesson. So yeah, that's basically it. So with that, I'm gonna give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Bashim El Shai, Wahara Kakodas, Lord willing, has been edifying. Baba Ball, DTA, Kwame Yasha Allah, Shalom.